Swords and Souls, Realm of the Bear, Part 1, Volume 2, by S.R. Sorrell. Available from Google Books, Lulu.com, Amazon, Waterstones, and online from any book internet sites. This is an excerpt from Chapter 8, Time of Passage. Let the sorcery begin.
Morgan Le Fay clasped her hands across her breast as King Arthur thrust his sword of Excalibur towards her in desperation, whereupon instantly she chanted in the tongue of the fair folk.
The future has come. My desire shall be granted. My work is now finished. Thou no longer enchanted. Air will disperse, and fire combust. Water joins spirit. Earth turns to dust. Though thou shalt depart, thy gift will remain. Mine is the right. Excalibur, be mine.
Merlin raised his staff and began to chant his own spellbinding. But he was too late, and he knew it. King Arthur lunged forward, and Morgan cackled as she willed Excalibur to unbuckle itself and fall from Arthur's side, and then fly into her waiting hand. But the sword of Excalibur remained firmly in his grip.
Morgan then spoke more chants as her black cloak swirled around her slender body, taking on a life of its own, whereupon Arthur found it impossible to kill her as she began to spin on her heels and vanish before his eyes in a cloud of blackness. Merlin, however, stood by Morgan Le Fay's side, and he also chanted as he touched her black cloak, and everyone saw him disappear along with the sorceress. She did not forget her traitorous accomplices, as Sir Accolon, Sir Agravain, and Sir Lionel also disappeared from sight in a black veil along with her black knights, leaving Queen Guinevere, King Arthur, and the Brotherhood standing bewildered and disorientated in the circular hall of the round table. Speechless they stood as they lowered their sword arms, and all eyes turned to the round table just as the infant Mordred screamed and cried bitterly as he lay alone in the centre of the vast table, just where his mother, Morgan Le Fay, had abandoned him.
How does it feel, mistress of fate and death, to be alone? Thou cannot call upon thy black knights, or guard, or thy treasonous knights to this place. It is just thou and I.
Wise Merlin's sorcery had conjured Morgan Le Fay from the chamber of the round table into a magnificent cave under a mysterious unknown hill in Logresse. The cave was covered in huge crystals of quartz and other precious stones, and it was beautiful to behold. Merlin's rowan staff lit the cave of crystals, sending arcs of light in all directions, as Morgan Le Fay stared at him with hatred in her soul. I do not fear thee, Merlin. Look at thee, for thou art old and feeble. Thou think me without power, but thou art wrong, for Pwyll dwells inside my soul, and thou cannot best the mighty Lord of the underworld.
Let us see then, Morgan, for thou art a feeble creature of little worth, without the phantom of death to aid thee. There is no salvation left in thy spirit, and thy soul is blackened by evil. So bring the foul thing to stand before me if thou dare, for I will surely destroy it.
Merlin raised his rowan staff high into the air, and he also produced her stolen, twisted blackthorn wand from his cape, for he would use this tool to counter her sending her black magic and sorcery tenfold against her. Power flows through me. I feel the underworld forces are strong within me, Merlin. Thou art too weak to wield my wand against me. Stillness touches deep inside me. In turbulent darkness, Quill sighs. I reach within thine own dread and fear, and conjure spirits, cold and near. I am the underworld witch who brings the change desired, that curious ring. With my power unleashed upon creatures called man, thou cannot defeat me, never thee can. So shall it be, Merlin.
Suddenly she clasped her hands to her breast and turned the ring of Avalon she wore upon her finger anti-clockwise, and in a blinding red flash there came many foul creatures of the underworld. They had green darkened skin, covered in blood and pus, and blackened sharp teeth as they snarled and hissed. Their torsos were large, with huge muscular arms attached, but their legs were short in comparison to the size of their bodies. Their faces were long and grotesque. As they opened their mouths, they exposed their long black tongues, as blood dribbled from them, landing upon their huge muscular chests. Merlin could see into their dark eyes that once they were men, but their souls were crushed by the forces of Quill, and he watched as they flexed their claws and talons and clawed at the air as they waited for her orders.
Dost thou see, Merlin? I am very far from alone. My magic works well here. Thou shalt die this day by my sorcery, for thou art not enough to stop me. I can hear thy heart beat, Merlin, and it pounds fast with fear and terror. I shall defeat thee easily, as my demons will rip thee apart limb by limb and piece by bloody piece, until thou art nothing but a heap of blooded flesh and bone.